With more than 100 years of experience, Mitas is one of Europe's leading motorcycle tyre brands. Whether you ride on the trails, enduro, on the road or on adventures, Mitas have the tyres for you. If they're good enough for the likes of Chris Birch and Paul Tarris, they're good enough for me and our Noel. For more information, go to mitas-moto.com. Go the distance with Mitas tyres.
Hello and welcome to the Trail and Adventure Motorbike Podcast with me, Clive Barber, and my good mate, Noel Tom. For the days when you can't ride your bike, there's always the Trail and Adventure Motorbike Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone. This is an episode of Two Halves and some slightly surprising stroke disappointing news. Sorry, everyone. Where were you today?
I nearly cut 2 fingers off today. I was on a log splitter. It's like a single axe kind of goes through a long log. Sounds strange, but it can go all the way through it and still leave stringy bits attaching the 2 halves. So it got halfway through and I could see it was really stringy, so I just started to retract it. You have to press 2 levers to do all the actions. So I press the 2 levers and the axe starts withdrawing out of the log. And I grab the log as it's withdrawing with my, because you can let go of the levers once you've told it to retract. And I grab the log, trying to pull it apart from its 2 halves. And unbeknownst to me, my right-hand side gets squeezed against the log splitter as it retracts. So I've got a free hand, which if I just click a lever, one of the 2 levers, it stops. But at that point, it's already pressed my hand right into the metal. And at that point, I just thought the fingers had come off. Then I'm in this real panic because I need 2 hands to send the axe back in to release the pressure. But one hand is stuck between the log and the thing. I can't remember how I did it. I either did it with one hand and my head or one hand and my leg. Another one of those moments, like a bike accident, where you just look at the glove or the boot, just waiting for the blood to come out, and it doesn't.
So your fingers actually got squashed?
Yeah, but when I took it off, it's amazing because your fingers they're just bone with a bit of skin around them, aren't they? So they were really squashed and had these indentations in them. But they're sort of, they're not broken. I mean, that would really hurt, wouldn't it? But they still feel a little bit strange.
Bloody hell. I remember one of the kids getting their fingers stuck in the door jamb, and it was like, oh shit, there's no doubt about that. That's at least 2 broken fingers. So it was early in the morning. I went up to get dressed, went to the hospital, came back down, and you couldn't even tell which fingers it was. They just healed that quickly. It's insane.
I mean, these haven't bruised or anything. They just feel a bit tender. I'm terrified of chainsaws, but I'm not terrified of the log splitter. I need to be equally terrified of the log splitter.
We made our annual pilgrimage to the bike shed on Monday. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. Maybe it's me getting old, but it seems very busy.
It was actually very busy. It's supposed to be the press day. I think it's just like, which they call the Monday because nobody goes on a Monday, but it was pretty packed, wasn't it? It was like weekend packed on this Monday.
It was hard to see a lot of bikes, wasn't it? Because they were just being swarmed around.
Even on some of the bigger stands where they had like 4 of the same bike, like on the new GS 450, which looked awful, by the way. They had 4 of them and you still couldn't get anywhere near them.
What didn't you like about the look of it?
It's just a great big BMW with no ground clearance again.
This is the 450. I thought it looked a bit small in a way. That's what I didn't like about it. A friend of mine's thinking of buying one and I just imagined him on it and I thought, he's going to look ridiculous on that. That's a silly little bike.
The 310 looked more practical, but I remember riding Adam's 310 and just feeling like a gorilla on a child's bike.
There's no bad thing that if it's a bike for a smaller person. That's not a bad thing, is it? I know quite a few smaller people.
I think they're going to sell like hotcakes, but also, again, looking at the pricing and then all the extras that you're going to need to put on them, it's going to take it to above 10 grand easily. I posted some pictures on Instagram of things that really caught my attention. The Cove stand was the one that took most of my keen attention. Obviously, they've got their 450 rally bikes, which are sort of the Dakar-proven ones. We know that Andre's got one. He really likes it. Everybody that's got one really likes them. So kind of, in a way, that's old news. They're 9.5 grand. They're almost rally-ready, and they seem to be reliable. There's 2 new enduro-y trail bikes. There's a 250 and a 450 as well. I think the ones they had on display were not the final version of the bike. The 450 had a weird, almost two-stroke looking exhaust on it, which seemed a bit odd. But if the numbers are to be believed, we've potentially got two exceptional bikes for UK trail riding and everything in between. So the 250, the power, 35 horsepowers. That's 24 Nm. No idea what that means. It's got a curb weight of 101 kilograms.
I'm not normally into weights, but that does sound like not a lot of weights.
That's very low weights. That's less weights than my old KTM 400. If those numbers are correct, potentially, and it's got decent ground clearance, which is something we care about in the north.
Let's just talk about this for a second. When our friends bang on about weights on WhatsApp, is it mainly the weight they have to pick up, or is it somehow they think riding the bike, the weight will transfer through to some effort on their part?
I think it's a little bit of both. So when I rode that amazing Triumph 1200 XE, it felt like an enduro bike when you were riding it. I was massively hooning about on it and having a great time until something went slightly squiffy, and then you go, fuck me, this is a 220 kilo bike. You actually notice the weight then when something goes a little bit wrong. Also on the ACT trip that I just did, riding my 1050 up that ridiculously slippy steep slope, and I just ended up wheel spinning and trying to get it going again, rolling back, trying to get it to go again. And in the end, I just dropped it, which I wouldn't have done with I dropped it at 0 speed, which I probably wouldn't have done if I was on my CRF. And then, picking it up, I just waited for a young person to come and help me.
They rush to your aid, don't they? I'm not completely baffled by the weight thing. I think it's just when people are kind of saying, yeah, I'm going to get this bike because it's 5 kilograms lighter. Anything that's between...
That's nonsense. It's the difference between 200 kilos and 130 kilos, roughly. It has to be a significant difference like that.
When you're talking about coves, you're not even thinking about the bigger, is it an 800?
Well, I really like that 800. There's an 800 Rally, 95 horsepowers, 176 weights. That looks a great bike. That is $9,500. So potentially, if you compare that to the competition, like a KTM 890 or the Yamaha T7, that's incredibly good value. 20 kilos odd lighter than either of those two, and it's cheaper. But then there was also a Vogue DS 800X Rally, which looks all right. It's a big old lump of a bike, but it's $7,000. CF Moto weren't there, which was a shame, because I'd like to have spent a bit more time with the 450. But one thing we both did look at was the new Ducati 450. They just had the motocross bike, but they are doing an enduro version as well. And that was gorgeous, wasn't it?
It was gorgeous. It baffled me. It baffled me a lot until who pointed out? Our friend Simon pointed out that it's more for, you forget about the different markets that it's made for. That's what baffled me. I just couldn't imagine all the motocross riders in the UK buying a Ducati. I mean, you said that they would. I find that hard to believe.
Well, I think they would. Look at the numbers. 63 horsepowers, 63.5 horsepowers, 105 weights, but a price of £11,245, which is, I don't know, it's a lot of money, isn't it, for a motocross bike?
Do motocross bikes cost? They're probably up there, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know. They're normally a bit less than enduro bikes, aren't they? Maybe that's $1,000 more expensive than the equivalent KTM.
Yeah, it was lovely. It just looked beautifully engineered, didn't it? You had your nose pressed up against the welds on it.
Beautifully well made. I was just having to lift my glasses so I could see them properly. So there were my highlights. I only go to the bike show, really. Half of it is to see the bikes and the stuff, and the other half is to meet up with pals, isn't it?
It's all about the people, isn't it?
It's all about the people.
It really was. And we met 5 familiar faces before we'd even gone through the turnstile.
It's funny, we ended up spending the whole day with Simon because he just happened to be there when we walked in, and we just hung out with him, which was great.
Struck a luck.
Very lucky.
There's lots of the same thing, isn't there? I suppose you always get a flood of new stuff and then it's the same for a few years. That's not strictly true. There was some new stuff, wasn't there? But there wasn't endless new things to look at. But that's just the way the industry is, isn't it?
There might have been, but we probably just didn't pay enough attention. You've had some massive changes in your garage, though. It's no longer a Honda museum. Are there any Hondas left?
There's one left, which I won't let go of, that XL 600 that I bought in France and rode back. I still have a hankering. It's all about trips for me. This is what you've never understood, is that I have bikes for trips. And that bike I would love, because I bought it in France and rode it home through Spain. I would love to go back to Spain on it at some point.
You'd love to ride it down to the ferry port, break down on the M6 and give me a shout to come and recover you.
There'd be a trailer involved. But that does look odd now because BMW has taken over. It's sneaked in and taken over. I've now got 3 boxer engine bikes, which I just did not see coming at all.
This is what you do, though, isn't it? You get one. Oh, this is nice. I'm going to buy another one. Oh, this is too nice. I'm going to buy another one.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? And especially with BMW, because they're all pretty much, I said this at the show, all BMWs are essentially the same bike with slightly different bits bolted on here and there.
Saves me saying it.
Yeah, I sold everything pretty much with knobbly tyres. Saying that, I've stuck some knobblies on my old R80, but only for aesthetical reasons, because it looks nice. But yeah, it's lots of BMWs here now. But I've just fallen in love with BMW engines and bigger bikes. When you start talking about Coves, I immediately start thinking you're talking about the 800. I've sort of stepped away from smaller bikes. Again, I've said this before on this podcast, but it was all fucking down to Tim Rodey when you asked him about...
It's his fault.
Yeah, when you asked him about riding a 250, and he said he barely moves the body, never mind the soul. And that really got me thinking about, I don't get a lot of excitement from my 250, really. It's a world away from getting on a big 1200.
Speaking of stepping away, where the fuck have you been for the last 6 episodes?
How can I say this? It's not me. Look, it's not me.
It's not me either, you cunt.
It's you. Sorry, I got that the wrong way around. It's not you. It's me. About how many episodes ago? 3 episodes? 4 episodes?
6 episodes.
6 episodes. I handed my notice in, didn't I?
You did.
I did it via text, which is not very nice, is it? Thinking back.
I was dumped by text.
I should have just finished it off with good luck with all your future endeavours. I've reached the end of my personality, haven't I think?
We started in 2018 and I think you reached the end of your personality shortly thereafter, to be honest. But
partly that made me think maybe it's time to stop, but also just the endless editing and the arranging guests. And God, and working out all the questions and the format, and it's exhausting.
I'm just worried. How are you going to spend this extra hour a week that you've gained on the occasional Wednesday that you turn up? It was Rachel's idea to say, look, you can't just let him go without doing something. You should do an episode with him, give him a chance for you to say honestly why you don't want to do the podcast anymore, and then obviously I can edit it to make myself look better. It's
quite complicated in a way. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I have completely immersed myself in trail riding sort of for the last 20 years, really. Saying I've overdosed on it is the wrong word, but I've done a lot of it, and I'm not even fed up with it. When you were talking about the trips you were thinking about next year, I still kind of get a little twinge and think, well, that sounds great. Yeah. In a way, I'm just fed up of the whole logistical side of it. I'm not really interested in trail riding in the UK anymore. That all just seems too familiar to me now. I feel like I've done it and there's nothing too new to explore, I don't feel. But also, it's a long time since I went out on a trail ride and came back thinking, that's the best day I've had on a bike since the last best day I had on a bike. Whereas that trip I had in Switzerland this year, there was lots of days where I thought, gosh, that's the best day since the last one. Maybe it's because I've done less road riding over the years as well. It's nice going back to feeling the G-forces and experiencing all the hairpins. So it's partly that. And also because I have sort of sold my trail bikes and I've stepped away from trail riding a bit, it feels a bit disingenuous being on this podcast in a way.
Well, you'll be delighted to know only one person has noticed you haven't been around for the last 6 episodes, and he dropped me a message. Good old Danny.
It's nice to know there's someone out there. Someone out there.
Hey Noel, Robert Baldinger here. I just heard the news that you're leaving the band. My first reaction was, about bloody time. I just wish Wham had broken up before they made Last Christmas, and we'll see if you're the George Michael or, the other guy in all of this. I wish you the very best and hope to see you soon. Cheers, mate.
Hello, Noel. It's Darren. Just like to say, thanks for all you've done on the podcast, mate. I thoroughly enjoyed being a listener and a contributor in Season 2. Good luck with the future, buddy. Take care, mate.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Today's exciting episode is brought to you by Adventure Specs Super Shirt 2.0.
2.0?
Yep, it's a new version. It's got the Flow Armour, which is a lot more breathable, and yet it's still CE AA rated. So it gives you both impact protection and abrasion resistance.
It's an absolute game changer.
It is actually, because you completely forget you've got it on. The armour's really soft. I even find myself checking to see if I've actually remembered to put it on sometimes.
It still feels wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But it's the first thing I put on for all motorcycling activities, basically. I even wore it and you mocked me when we were doing some trials practice.
Thank God you were wearing it that day, because I don't think you'd be with us today if you hadn't been wearing it when you got on the trials bike.
It wasn't that bad. It's even been crash tested on an actual human, which I don't think any other garment has ever been tested that way.
They threw a man down a runway wearing one, didn't they?
It's actually quite scary to watch, but he came away unscathed, which is pretty good news.
What do you wear over the top of yours?
Well, you know I'm a bit of a hipster, so it's usually a check shirt and a very long beard.
Just something to hide the coffee stains?
Yes, the very rare blend espressos that I normally drink.
Nice.
So there are sizes for all from small to, I think, triple XL. It's quite stretchy as well, so it'll fit women and it fits fatties like me too. To get your super shirt, head to adventurespec.com.
7 years. Can't believe it. 7 years. Anyway, Noel, thank you for everything you've done for us, for me, for everybody in the trail and adventure motorcycle community over the last 7 years. We've loved the balance that you bring to Clive's Fire, the calmness, the shoot from the hip, unpreparedness that you bring to the podcast. I don't know where Clive's going to find a replacement for you. And he won't. We know he won't. There'll be somebody else, but they'll be different. Not better, not worse, I hope. But I'm sure the podcast will go on, and I just want to say I wish you all the best for whatever you're doing next. See you soon. Take care. Ride safe. Bye.
Is this the whole Angus Deaton thing again? Has he been caught with cocaine and hookers? Has he been forced to resign? To quote Adam Raleigh-Raid Mitchinson, formerly of this parish and currently of Australia, "Oh no."
Thing is, you are going to be missed because you are so good at doing this. I've said it before and I'm saying it again. You're an amazing conversationalist. And in fact, when we're at events and things like that, well, for one, you fucking hate the fact that I've made you go live on stage. And quite often, where's Noel? And you'll be tucked away on a bench somewhere, deep in conversation with somebody, and you'll just talk to the same person for a whole evening. Kind of that's what you enjoy, isn't it, really?
All credit for this goes to my girlfriend. I was not a great listener or conversationalist until I met Ashley, really. When I think back, I was a terrible human being.
Why don't I believe you?
How was Parents' Evening last night, for instance?
I got it completely wrong.
You're a terrible parent.
I was expecting that I'd had to get to the school and it's going to go on for a number of hours, and it turned out it was approximately 15 minutes virtual at home. So we could have recorded last night instead of tonight, but hey-ho.
And also, I always told myself once we've made our first 100 grand, I would step away from it.
I know, it's George Greenslade. I'm sorry to hear you're hanging up your TAMP podcast boots, but I do hope you enjoy your retirement. You're definitely the coolest Cumbrian I know, and it'll be a shame for the show to lose your touch of class. Enjoy that R80, and I hope to catch you soon. Cheers.
Hi Clive, it's Michael from the Adventure Bike Collective. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Sorry to hear that Noel is leaving the podcast. It's like Ernie leaving Eric, Little leaving Large, or Opal Fruits being called Starburst. We'll miss his dulcet tones and dry wit, but I'm sure he'll be back at some point for a Christmas special or Children in Need, you know, like they used to wheel out Terry Wogan. Anyway, onwards and upwards. I'm sure you've got a plan to keep the podcast on track, at least until you get rid of all those stickers that you've bought. So goodbye, Noel. It's been lovely listening to you for the last 7 series. Thanks for the insights and the humour. Good luck with the dry stone walls, chopping logs and general pottering. I've loved having you in my ears.
Hey Noel, it's Simon Lewis. Just wanted to wish you the very best on your next adventure. Truly gutted to see you go from the TAMP podcast, but if anyone's destined for greatness, it's a man armed with an old BMW, a pile of logs and questionable decision-making skills. May your future be full of smooth roads, sharp chainsaws and 0 warning lights on that dashboard, although possibly the last ones may be unlikely. Take care, keep laughing, and don't forget us when you're famous for either those premium firewood logs or spectacular roadside breakdowns. Wishing you all the very best, Noel. Thank you again.
So is there anybody that you would come back for? If I said, I've got so-and-so on, you go, oh, listen, I've got to come back for that one. Or have we talked to everybody that we care deeply about?
Haven't we? There's a few people that I talked to about coming on and I exchanged messages with that now I haven't been back in touch with. I feel bad about those.
We can always forward those people to me. But would you come back on the podcast to talk to them?
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. He's coming back. He's coming back.
Yeah, there's two that I kind of feel I'd asked and should really stick to that commitment.
We'll negotiate your appearance fee. And what about the knowledge?
The knowledge that can carry on. I can send those toilet tips in.
Are you going to send them in, or are you going to just let me do them in the stupid voice that you love?
You ruined the item because I gave you one last time, and then we just went into a big conversation about 50 tips we had, and we just blew them all.
I don't remember that bit. But anyway, there must be more.
There will be more, and I will have gathered more, but they might be all about big bikes, big BMWs, about checking tappets on BMWs.
So can you record them on your phone and just email them to me?
We'll do, yeah.
And that's a threat, because if you don't, I am going to make them up.
Yeah.
And people can't tell the difference between my funny Noel voice and your actual voice.
It was telling that you took the news very well and didn't try to talk me out of it.
In what way was it telling?
That you were...
Glad to see the back of you.
Yeah. You're very kind.
Well, the thing is, I'm not going to miss you because we're still going to hang out and ride together and whatever. So I'm not the one that's going to miss you. It's our dear listeners I feel sorry for. They're going to miss you. Does that make you feel bad?
Well, it sort of doesn't, because we've made some really good friends through this, and that's talking to them every other day, and that is going to carry on. I'll still be messaging George Greenslade, asking him about electrical issues.
I think George might block you. He'll be so upset.
Still be hassling Michael Heaton about how nasty he is to his missus.
No, the reason I didn't... There's no point in trying to make somebody do something they don't want to do. We've been doing this for 7 years. This is the 166th episode.
Wow.
It's a lifetime, isn't it, really?
Incredible.
I am going to carry on, and there will be a TAMP podcast 2.0.
This is going to be great. It's going to be it's a refresh, isn't it?
Well, I think so. I'm quite excited about it.
It's time there was a woman co-host.
Oh.
I'd like to say that both Dave and I are devastated to hear the news that you're leaving, Noel, but we can't spell devastated. So it turns out we're just a bit miffed, really. Won't hear your dulcet tones on the podcast anymore, but we know you'll be out there being the only man in the world who can make a dry stone wall so excited it gets moist. All the best for the future, Noel. And Clive, we're really looking forward to TAMP Podcast 2.0, aren't we, Dave? Dave the dog couldn't care less. All the best. Bye-bye.
Hi Noel, it's James Cohen. I just wanted to say I really enjoyed listening to your calm voice on the podcast over the last 7 years. You've got a great way of listening, asking really good questions that when I listen to the podcast, I think, damn, I wish I could think of questions that good. Along with that, one of my favourite things is just those sessions when you and Clive mercilessly take the piss out of each other. Yeah, wishing you all the best and hope we can catch up soon.
Hey Noel, it's Neil here from Hearts TRF. Sad news to hear you're leaving the podcast. 7 years together with Clive, two legends, so many awesome episodes, so many awesome guests. That's one hell of a ride. Many a journey you've accompanied me, going up and down the country, picking up bikes with the TAM podcast on the radio. Much appreciated. Love the episodes. You'll be sorely missed.
There's going to be an interim period, and I've got a list of about 6 people that have been on the podcast and that I think would be excellent co-hosts. And I've got a few of them lined up to do some of the upcoming episodes. And then once I found the right person, which I might have done already, we'll be ready for 2.0.
They're going to put me to shame.
It's never going to be the same. It's going to be a different dynamic. Will it be better? Probably not. Will it be worse?
Will it be better? Probably, I think is the answer.
Well, you know who it is, don't
Yes.
you? Don't tell anybody.
No, it's very exciting.
Do you think you'll still listen?
Well, it's funny that because I go through periods of listening to podcasts and not listening to podcasts. Do you? Or do you listen constantly to podcasts?
I go in phases. It depends how much I'm travelling as well. I'm starting off on We Have Ways of Making You Talk, the World War II podcast, because listening to Tim Rodey, I mean, I've kind of found the World War II really interesting as well, but I don't know very much about it, so I'm educating myself.
I'm just going through a period at the moment where I'm just listening to music more than the spoken word, but it will go back, I'm sure. And listen, I haven't given up trail riding. I'm just without a trail bike at the moment and without a tripped trail plan. Unless I come away with you next year.
Me and Rachel are going to Norway. Why don't you and Ashley come to Norway? That'd be ace. Because that's not going to be much off-road. And then there's that trip down to France with Darren and Rupert and Will and a few others. That sounds like fun, doesn't it? Because that's vanning down, central location, trail riding, days out from a single point. I think that'd be ace.
Okay, see you there. I'll be on my R1200R.
What do you mean Noel's leaving the podcast? Didn't he leave last year? Is it because you made him dance at the Lightweight Adventure Festival? Is that why? Who's going to ask all the decent questions now? We're just going to have to put up with your odd attempt at humour from now on, aren't we? Oh, God. Well, good luck, Noel. Love you lots.
Well, Noel. So you are quitting the podcasts. Well, I remember we talked about quitting when you visited me at the cabin this summer here in Norway, and what you thought about people who quit. And we were quite mutual in the agreement when it came to quitters, weren't we? Anyway, there is no shame in leaving when you're on top. But the sad part is you were never on top, so kind of quitting halfway there is, it's a shame. And I'm really sad to see you leave. And it will be hard to, and I think many of us will miss you. So whatever you do, whatever adventure you have planned next, I wish you all the best. It's been a pleasure to listen to you every now and then going to work and in the car or on the motorcycle. So stay safe, mate. We talk again really soon.
Hi, Noel. It's Danny here. I wanted to chime in on the sad news that you're leaving the podcast. I think I know now how people must have felt back in the day when the Beatles split up. It's going to be like Ant without Dec. Weird, man. I remember the first time I met you, and you saved me from drowning in my own tent. Since then, you've been known to me as Uncle Noel. I think in a way, you're like everyone's uncle. I don't mean one of those special uncles that comes round to see your mum when your dad's at work. But yeah, I'll be very sad to see you go. I always said to Clive that my favourite episodes were when it was just you and him talking bollocks. But I promised myself I wouldn't cry, so I'm going to hang up now. If you're ever in the smog that is the West Midlands, don't hesitate to give me a call, mate. And thanks for all the good times you gave us on here. Congratulations on reaching retirement. See you, mate.
Hey, we didn't talk about scooters. Maybe we shouldn't talk about scooters.
I think we can. This brings us to the film festival as well, which is obviously still going ahead. Do you want a guest list place, by the way?
Yes, please.
Oh, you're looking at me as if, I'm still part of the film festival. No, you're not. You can't have it all. You can't have your cake and eat it.
No, we haven't talked about the festival. I couldn't work out what you'd said. Did you say, do I want a guest
list ticket so you can come and watch the films?
I thought that was already set in stone. I didn't even think that was being torn up and thrown in the bin.
Well, it was, but, if you resign, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm leaving the company, but can you carry on paying me? No.
I thought it was my reward for sitting through 36 hours of film.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, you do deserve that. But yeah, it's looking good, isn't it, the festival? I think there's something like 40 tickets left, so it is definitely going to sell out.
I'd like to take this opportunity to reassure people that we're looking for films that we're excited about people seeing. That's one of the main criteria when we're watching these films is, are we going to be sitting at the back thinking, I'm dying for everyone to see this one. This is great.
Yeah, and I think we've got enough submissions now that we are there. I'm now worried that we're going to have to reject some really fucking good films because we won't have time to show them all.
That reminds me of making a film when you've got loads of great footage and it's so good that there's too much of it and you've just got to start. Simon Josie has a word for this, like killing your darlings. That's what he says, isn't it? You've got to get rid of some of the good stuff.
So, scooters. Somebody has submitted a film about a scooter adventure.
That may or may not have had a scooter in it. And it just got us thinking about, we'd never really thought about scooters. And it's weird, isn't it? Because all of a sudden you notice at the bike show, 30% of it, scooters.
I very much like that film, which may or may not be chosen to to be present as a finalist in the film festival. I don't know, why did I like it so much? It was a very well-made film, but also the people that were riding the scooters were universally lovely. There's like zero ego involved in any of them. They're all just having an absolute ball. And what they're doing is pretty fucking hardcore. They're riding across America in, 8 or 9 days, riding 400 miles a day on crappy 125 scooters.
I feel we've already given away too much.
Okay.
The other judges might not have liked that film as much as you and I did, and it could be in the bin.
Exactly.
Who knows? We still don't know at this point.
It will definitely sell out, possibly before Christmas.
And if somebody, say, does start some kind of online petition for me to come back, we could placate them with me helping interview people at that festival. Only if that petition reaches, let's say, 15.
See, that's why we're going to miss you. Yeah, if you want to be involved, obviously, yeah, awesome. And it'll be ace if you did come back every now and again as well to have these chats, which I very much enjoy.
Oh, well. Good luck with all your future endeavours.
Thanks for your help. I don't want to stop recording now because I feel I might cry.
It's going to be like when someone leaves Radio 2 and everyone makes a big hoo-ha about it, and then the next week they've got a show at 7 o'clock and they're back again.
Most of them actually die. I think the chances are you'll probably drop dead next week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Yeah, I was gutted when he first told me, but I sat back and had a good think about it. Spent a few weeks trying to think of a good way forward, and I think I've got a great way forward. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be different, but I'm hoping it's going to be just as good, if not better. And he is a massive pain in the arse to deal with. Yeah, I was going to say I'm only joking, but I'm not. He is a massive pain to deal with. There's a few more episodes before Christmas, about 3 more episodes coming up. They are going to be great. One of them's going to take up a lot of time. It's going to be more like a proper radio edit. So if I can get at least 2 of them done for a Christmas special, I'll be delighted. So please stick with us. Any abusive messages you want to send to Noel, please do send them to him via his Instagram account. He's dead to me. See you later. Thanks for listening. We really do appreciate it. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you really appreciate what we do, please consider supporting us on either Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee. Links are available on our website, tampodcast.com, where you can also go to our store, that's a shop in English, and buy some branded stuff. Please keep listening and, more importantly, spreading the word. Right, that's it. Just a final word from one of our sponsors, and we'll see you next time. Are you heading out on an adventure? Whether you're tackling the Tet or hitting the green lanes, don't forget to pack the Pits and Bits Towel Off Body and Hair Wash range. It's the ultimate waterless wash. Just pour it on, rub it into a foam and towel it off. That's it. No water, no rinsing, no fuss. It's lightweight, smells amazing, and most importantly, it gets rid of mud, sweat and odours fast. Perfect for when you're off the beaten track. Stay fresh, go further, and do it all sustainably. Grab yours now at pitsandbits.co.uk, and don't forget to use the code TAMP at checkout for a massive 20% off.